Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. I'm Tanya, y'all. How you doing? Today is Monday, April 17th, 2023. Good morning, y'all. Let's start today off with a blessing. Dear universe, dear creator, dear spirit guides, give us the collective a blessing for this Monday morning. A blessing just for us, just for this day. We get Lord Ganesha, a crystal clear blessing. You are soon blessed with great clarity. Your destiny is calling, and your soul is shining its infinite wisdom. You are blessed, protected, and guided in all you do from this moment on. Okay. All right. Good morning, y'all. Let me try to read this one more time. A crystal clear blessing. You are soon blessed with great clarity. Your destiny is calling, and your soul is shining its infinite wisdom. You are blessed, protected, and guided in all you do from this moment on. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Good morning, y'all. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this started. Like I said on Friday, y'all, I didn't make it through all of my show notes. So we are going to pick up where we left off on Friday. And the first question is from Jasmine. Jasmine would like to know, and this is about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. These two, I think they're Good Morning America. I think that's what it was. Interpersonal people messing around on their spouses. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach had an affair, got caught. Now they done messed up their home lives. So I'm going to do a deep dive on TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Jasmine wants to know, will TJ Holmes leave Amy Robach? Will TJ Holmes leave Amy Robach? But let's do a deep dive on the relationship of TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Terrell, please tell us what can these two expect to happen in their future, in their relationship. Cards are not wanting to go in. There we go. First card we get is the Sun. Well, first thing I'm going to say is all that glitters is not gold. And these two, unfortunately, have realized this. A minute pleasure is sometimes not worth it. Now, they're going around pretending like everything is hunky-dory, but they've really done a number on their interpersonal lives. The first card they get is the Star. Okay, the Star of Good Hope. There's water on they're pulling water out of the river and pouring it out on the ground, trying to have their feet in both worlds, trying to have it all at once. What's coming for them? This is the lawsuits, the divorce proceedings, everything else that's going on, the interpersonal slings and arrows that are coming from the people who were betrayed. TJ Holmes' wife, Amy Robach's significant other. There's a lot that's going to come out of this. These two are going to try to make it appear that they have some type of relationship that is going to be sustainable and long-lasting. And guys, I want to tell you that what you're seeing when they're out pitching and doing everything is literally them just trying to save themselves. Okay, it smells like my house is on fire, so I had to look around and make sure nothing's burning. I got some incense. My sage is over here. That's not out. There it is. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. But T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach, they want the world to believe that that it's a happy union, that everything is gravy. They really hurt themselves. They hurt themselves from the people who they actually had relationships with. And now, you know, what they were doing out of passion, out of secrecy, because it's so much more delicious when you're doing something salacious. But now that it's real, it isn't all that it was cracked up to be. Yeah. The relationship between T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach at this point is out of, I'll say, desperation. They need to make it look like they gave up their whole lives for something that actually matters, when both of them know that they didn't. Both of them know that they made a huge, terrible mistake. And it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them dearly. They will eventually part from each other. But they are going to try to save as much of, and it's financial now. Everything that they're doing is financial. Everything that they're doing is financial. They have got to try to find a way. They've been released from the job that paid them well, that gave them the opportunity to travel and see the world. And now they've got their hands out begging somebody to please give us a job, give us an opportunity. We promise we won't embarrass you. We promise we won't. The final outcome is them being left out in the cold, though, y'all. This is the final outcome for T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach. This is them. This is what happens when you burn your bridges. This is what happens when you do dirt to people who love and try to care for you. They are going to face their ultimate karma. They're going to lose. T.J. Holmes especially is going to lose in the divorce department. He is going to be taken for a lot. And it's his own fault. And he deserves what he gets. And then he's going to be further victimized by Amy Robach, because she needs to be taken care of too. So this is what happens when you can't keep your zipper up. It's going to be hard for both of them. They will eventually part from each other. But when they do, they will have completely ruined their immediate prospects. It's what happens when you burn bridges. It's exactly what happens when you burn bridges. There you go, Jasmine. Next question. Jasmine's next question is about Dianne Feinstein. She's MIA, and her absence is holding up judicial confirmations. Does she have dementia? And what can be done so that liberal judges can be sat? And this is not just a problem with the Democrats, guys. As you know, Mitch McConnell is also MIA. He's sick as well. So this is what's holding up a lot of stuff in the Senate. And we need to go back to 2020 when we were trying to convict 45 of all these crimes, and the Senate went and changed the rules about voting. So there's no more proxy voting. So you can't have a proxy vote. Everybody has to be there. So if you're on your deathbed, literally like John McCain was sick and dying. He was forced to come to Washington while he was in treatment, just so he could give his thumbs down and go back to the airport, get back on the plane, and go back to the hospital. This is what they have forced to happen. This is what they want to happen. This is going to hurt them as well as it's hurting us. But guys, I want you to understand this. This is the one thing that we all have to understand right now. I've been saying that 2023 is the year of revelations, that we are going to see all the terrible things. we are not going to be able to look away from the horrible things that have been done to us. And this is part of it. We can't get anything done because of these draconian rules that seem to keep one party in power, to keep one party elevated above the other. First thing we have to discuss is our democracy itself. Understanding that when we say right wing and left wing, that's programming right there. We have been forced to accept, to instead of being the entire bird, to only being a portion of the bird. And that's where the problem is. You cannot be anything if you don't have control over the whole thing, okay? If you're not a part of the whole thing, then you're really not anything. So when we divide ourselves into right wing and left wing, we're leaving out the whole bird that's in the middle. And if we don't even have an understanding of what the bird in the middle is, because it's the bird that controls the wings. The bird itself has the brain. The brain controls the wings. So if we're just relegating ourselves to a wing, we are saying that we are completely okay with whatever control is over us at that time. Be it good or bad, it doesn't matter, because we have separated ourselves from the body by only calling ourselves one portion of the bird. We have to be the whole bird. And I hope you guys can understand that, because we can't just be a part of the thing. We have to be the thing. You can't just be an eye on your body. You are your whole body. Your eye is a part of the body. The wing is a part of the bird. You can't be the wing, but you can be the bird. And that's what we need to tell ourselves that we are. That's what we need to change. Instead of relegating ourselves to being a piece, we need to be the thing itself. All right? I hope that made sense. But anyway, let's talk about Dianne Feinstein. Does Dianne Feinstein have dementia? And guys, she's been doing poorly for a long time. She has been doing poorly for a long time. And there was an opportunity. I mean, she's from California. And she's from a pretty strong blue district. So her retaining her seat when she knew she was ill, she knew she was long past her expiration date. This is greed. This is corruption. And I got to call him as I see him. Like I said, she may be a lovely person, but she's holding a seat in her old age that could have been filled by somebody young, vibrant, that actually wants to help this country. People who stay in these positions are staying for themselves. They have become part of the lobbying. Understand this. And I'm not taking anything out on Democrats or Republicans. I am stating a fact. When you are in a public trust and you stay there cycle after cycle and nothing gets done, you're not there for the country anymore. You're there for the perks of the job. You're there for what you're receiving from this. There's a lot of people who need to step down. There's a lot of people who are occupying seats but are doing nothing for our country. Okay? These sick and broken and dying people need to step out of the way. Get out of the way. Make way for the new so that we can make progress. These old people, the old guard, is what's holding up progress. And until these old ancient people step down and step away, we're going to find ourselves in the quagmire that we're stuck in now. We can't get anything done because the old heads are standing in the way, blocking the door, blocking progress, because they're making money. Democrats and Republicans. They are there for themselves. So let's go ahead and ask, does Dianne Feinstein have dementia? And guys, if you're here, you're not here for no popularity contest. I don't care about Democrat. I don't care about Republicans. I care about honesty and integrity. I care about people being protected in this society. I care about justice and equality and equanimity. I care about what's right. I don't care about what letter somebody puts behind their name, because a person is a person is a person, and most people are self-serving individuals, and I refuse to put any human being on a pedestal and put them above me, especially when my interests, my grandchildren's interests, my children's interests, my friends' interests are involved. I'm about people who are doing the right things for the right reasons, not about people who are doing things for themselves. So I don't care whether somebody is a Republican. I don't care whether somebody is a Democrat. I do care whether somebody is a decent person. Okay? And that's what we should all care about. Instead of putting all these people into categories, let's look at the whole. Let's look at what Martin Luther King said. Look at the character of the person. Don't look at the color of their skin. Don't look at what they call themselves. Look at the character of the person. That tells you all you need to know about that person, whether you should be entertaining them or whether you should be running away from them. And I'm going to leave that right there. So let's go on back to this question. Does Dianne Feinstein have dementia? Give us a concrete yes or no, please. Okay. I got a lot of women in this, and we got the star again, and we know that the star is a yes. Guys, a lot, like I said, a lot of these people are not long for this plane of existence. Dianne Feinstein is one of them. So Dianne Feinstein is not well. And I'm just going to say it like this. She's not long. She's not long for this plane of existence. So expect for, and it's not going to be very long, expect for her to depart this plane of existence. As far as her having dementia, we've got the star. So that is a yes. Yes, she is suffering mentally. And right now I feel like she's already making plans for her transition. She knows that she is not long for this plane. So if you wish to pray for Dianne Feinstein, please do. Say your prayers for her. Say your prayers for her, for her to not be in pain, to not suffer. There you go. All right. My next question is from Must Be Heard. Must Be Heard says, how far are we from this new virus? Will we be quarantined again? And will there be stimulus packets? This is an important question. Okay, because this is something that is literally, this is on the horizon. There is a new variant of the Omicron virus that it's overseas and it's in some places in the United States. And this virus is called Arcturus. Arcturus. And it's got me a little concerned because of the name. Okay. I mean, they're literally naming this virus after, this is like a sci-fi film. We are on the cusp of the next pandemic. Like I was saying before, COVID and what happened with the Bitcoin, that was the training, that was the test. All right? They already know what people will and what people will not do. We are on the cusp of this next pandemic. Tarot is not good with time, but I'm going to tell you it is coming. And it is going to be a part of that which is already here. So what has been going on, what has been happening, and I'm going to tell you how this works. we had COVID-19, that virus, the original virus, which mutated into 30 or more subvariants, some more difficult, some less difficult, but each one mutating. During the outbreak, we had a series of inoculations to take, but each inoculation was for a specific variant of the antigen, of the virus. What happens is the virus learns from the inoculations and learns how to defend itself against the inoculations, making itself hardier and stronger and harder to kill. The Arcturus virus is a mutation of Omicron with all the defenses against everything that we have been inoculated against. And for the people who are not inoculated, what this does is this gives this virus a brand new breeding ground to divide and become something else. And that's how this works, guys. So yes, we are on the cusp of another pandemic, which it's the same pandemic, but since the President of the United States has now declared that we are no longer under the COVID-19 pandemic, this next pandemic will have a new name. And they've already given it the name Arcturus. So I do believe that this germ, this virus, is what is going to cause the next. It's going to be the next pandemic. Okay, so it's already here. That's what we have to say. The next pandemic is already here, and its name is Arcturus. Okay. Will there be a quarantine, or will there be stimulus packets? Please, yes or no, Tarot, please. Yes or no? Will we be quarantined from this pandemic? Let's ask that first. Will we be quarantined from this next round of illness? Will we be placed on quarantine? Yes or no? Oh, cards are upside down. Yes. 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 Initially, yes, we will be. There will be a quarantine period. Got 2 yeses. Got 4 yeses. All right. This variant is going to be strong. This variant is going to cause a lot of death. Second part of the question: will there be stimulus packets because of this next outbreak? Will there be stimulus packets because of this next outbreak? Here we go again. Not to scare you guys. I told you guys, I've been telling you for 2 years that this was coming. They've just named it now. Will stimulus packets come out of this? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. I mean, first 4 cards. We get the World, which is a yes, major arcana. We get the Star. Yes, major arcana. We get Temperance. Yes, major arcana. This is medicine, sickness, illness. And then we get the Ace of Pentacles, which is another yes. And this is going to be expensive. Again, this is going to be something that we need to prepare for. Again, I don't want to scare nobody about this. I really don't. But this is something that we've known was coming. COVID and what 45 did through COVID to put doubt in the minds of people who are already educationally challenged. Okay? He put doubt in people's mind, forcing people, not, and I'm going to say forcing because it was forced, because if people had been given good information, a lot of people would not have died. They made people believe that science was garbage. They made people believe that, that junk medicine was going to cure something. And a lot of people lost their lives because of ignorance. Now, we have this is coming. Understand that the base of this virus is still what COVID-19 was made of. But this is just how many times it has mutated and become drug resistant and has perfected ways to harm your entire system more than just giving you a bad cold. And I'm going to say this because people need to understand. Please understand the people who are suffering from long COVID, the people who are suffering from terminal fatigue, that their lives are forever changed. This time, when you get your orders on how to protect yourself, please pay attention. Please follow the instructions of the CDC. Please do everything you can do to keep yourself and your family healthy. It's imperative, because this time it's going to be all on you to determine whether or not you're just going to listen to the advice of those who are actually trying to save your life or not. You've already had the setup. That was COVID. That was COVID, to see exactly what people would do. Now you've got Arcturus, and people are going to suffer accordingly from their own decisions. So pay attention. Just pay attention. If you don't have a problem wearing a mask and washing your hands, then it's not going to bother you in the least little bit. Okay? If you understand that a couple of weeks in the house could save a whole bunch of people, then you're going to be okay. If you're a person that believes that them putting us in the house is another way to gain control, and they're going to do this, that, and the other, and you're going to fight against it and be out there in a germ-rich environment, then that's the choice that you're going to make. But this is what it's about. This is going to be your choice. They're going to give you a suggestion. And then they're going to allow you to decide what you're going to do. This is the setup. Okay? They already tested us. They know how many people will and how many people won't. Bill Gates has already said, world population needs to reduce by over a billion people? Maybe 2 billion at this point? And what you're seeing happening, what you're about to see happening, is just that. Population control. Those who don't care will perish. Believe that. Okay? Bill Gates he's already said it. There are too many people on this planet. And they are already trying to reduce the population. Yeah, the GOP wants you to have babies. Yeah, but that's not it. That's not really true. So just make your mind up on what you're gonna do. Know what you want to stand up for, or what you're willing to die for. Know yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. There is a rush to the border in Mexico. They have been told that the border is opening. That the border is open. This is GOP, y'all. This is the GOP causing hate and discontent, rushing the border so that they have something to complain about, something to march on, something to rally on. Okay? They're saying they have announced that there's a shortage of workers at the Port of Los Angeles, our biggest port. Supply chain issues are imminent. We've already seen this before. We have already lived through this before. At the height of COVID, we had boats sitting out in the Port of Los Angeles, unable to get into port and unload their goods. Fresh vegetables, fruits and vegetables rotting on barges, on ships sitting in the Los Angeles port, in the Port of Los Angeles, causing price increases, giving big business everything they needed to go into this shrinkflation, to cause these shortages. What caused our toilet paper shortage, that was all a part of it. And here we go again. Same time, same bat channel. They are literally replaying the hits. Yes, what you see happening right now is what they are about to do. I have been saying this is a repeat of 2020. Yes, it is. Prepare. Again, there's no need to hoard, no need for all of this, but eyes wide open. This is big business. This is banking, and this is the government, the military industrialized complex, trying to exert all of its power over all of us. Yes, they are about to attack the supply chain again. They already got you paying the same price for a full ounce less. Now you're going to be paying the same price for 2 ounces less. Oh, they can make those boxes smaller as quickly as they just make them taller and thinner, and give you less and less and less. And this is a plan so that they can make more money. Because now, instead of 1 box of cereal is now 3 boxes of cereal by the time they've gotten done shrinking them. You got to buy 3 boxes of that cereal at the price for 1 regular box just to get that amount. Pay attention. You are being manipulated by big business. You are being manipulated by the government. You are being manipulated by the news media. This is a plan, and this is coming. And guys, they're going to twist the screws until they break bones, until we do something to push back and say, no, you're not going to do this to us. They are going to continue to do this. And it's going to, healthcare, we already know what happened with COVID, how hard it was. And then who was forced to work? Who was forced? Who was called essential but didn't get a pay raise? Who was called essential but got crapped on every which way? The poorest, the brownest of us. Oh, the essential. Y'all need to work. Y'all the slaves. You work in a grocery store? Oh, no. Doesn't matter if this is a pandemic or not. You work at a gas station? Oh, no. You got to go to work. But if you work in a high rise, if you sit behind a desk, now you can stay at home and work. All you need is the internet. But for all these people who actually they need a body for it because they don't have a bot for that yet. No, you've got to go to work. You're essential. But your essentiality doesn't transfer into more money. Your being essential doesn't transfer. If somebody's essential, doggone it, that means that you are necessary. That means that all the people who were working in the service industries should have got a hefty pay raise because it was necessary to keep the country moving. But no, they saw a negative increase in their wages. Had to fight just to get $11. And here we are, finally, $15 an hour federal. And big business just raised the price and shrunk everything while they're making record profits. Pay attention to what's going on. They want you to blame the poor for being poor. They want you to blame the hardest workers for them screwing everybody else. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. And then don't blame the workers. Blame the employers who set the rules, who lobby to keep these draconian rules. We want to talk about children working in slaughterhouses, working jobs that are deadly. Let's talk about the rules that protect those big companies, that protect big agriculture, that rules for people don't apply, that good working conditions for people working in agriculture don't apply. That if you're a migrant or seasonal farm worker and you're 12 years old, oh no, you don't have to go to school. You can go in the field. Legalized slavery is already written on our books for agricultural workers. Know what our country is built on. Know what we do to people. And then we gloss it over because everybody doesn't want to hear the truth. No, we listen to these talking heads talking about, oh, there's people rushing the border. Oh, Judge Thomas is taking money. But we don't talk about the crimes against humanity that are coming from the top down, from our government itself. Our government writing laws, upholding laws that keep it legal for people to be treated like slaves, for people to be housed in substandard housing, to keep children in the field based on the color of their skin and their immigration status. Pay attention to stuff that really matters. All right. All right. Must Be Heard wants to know, is all of this a plot to help 45 and try to make Biden look incompetent? Yes and no, Must Be Heard. Yes, it is a plot. Understand, we just had a 21-year-old military personnel that had a whole SWAT team dropped on his backyard for classified information leak. We have Donald J. Trump, who did the exact same thing. And he wasn't even a military personnel. Somebody who shouldn't have even had a clearance. But he is walking footloose and fancy free. Same crime. This is what I need you guys to understand. There are two justice systems. There's one for the rich and there's one for everybody else. This guy, he broke the law. He got exactly what was coming to him for stealing documents, for stealing classified secret documents. Got exactly what was supposed to happen to him. Why come Donald Trump is still walking around free? Why come there wasn't a SWAT team dropped on him, making him walk backwards with his hands behind his back, with people pointing guns at him? When you answer that question, then you have answered everything. When you understand that they are never going to change the rules to protect the poor like they protect the rich. When you understand that these laws were written the way they were to protect wealthy white landowners and to criminalize, to punish everyone else. This is where we live. This is what's going on. And they have us supporting the rich. We can't let this happen to them. Oh, no. Well, he used to be a president. He's exempt from these rules. No. And this is the problem, because this corruption goes all the way to the top. Let's please remember. Oh, what's his name? Richard Nixon. Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon for the crimes that he committed. Richard Nixon flooded black neighborhoods with dope and then started a war against the same dope he sent into the black neighborhoods. He created a drug problem in the ghetto, in the ghettos that they created, separate but equal. Created a drug problem, criminalized all of this, took all these men straight out of the homes, put them in prison, moved all these women into the projects, and then said, oh, but to live in the projects, you got to work. So they put the projects as far from the city as possible, forcing women to have to get on buses to go to the city every day, leaving their children home alone or in the company of people who should never have been around their children, but making sure that there's no men around. Because to live in these doggone projects, you had to be a single woman. If the man was there, you get kicked out. But the government made sure that them black men was in jail, made sure that those projects were flooded with drugs, crack cocaine, marijuana, heroin, flooded. Compliments of the United States government. Set a precedent. Destroy a whole population of people. Separate the men from the women. Separate the women from the children. And then tell them it's their own fault for their situation. Thank you, United States government. Eyes wide open, guys. Know what this country has done to its own citizens. There's your history lesson for today. All right. My next question is from Beautiful Girl. This is about Yusuf Salaam. He was a member of the New York Five that old Donnie boy tried to get thrown in jail for a crime they did not commit. He wanted these boys murdered. So they're now called the Exonerated Five. Yusuf Salaam is running for city council. Beautiful Girl would like to know, how will he do? Will Yusuf Salaam win his bid for city council? Tarot, please. Yes or no? Will Yusuf Salaam win his run for city council? Yes or no? Oh, man. No, Beautiful Girl, not this time. Not this time. And I have to say not this time because this is not going to be the last time that he runs for something. But no, he's not going to be successful in his bid for city council, but that's not going to stop him. It's going to embolden him to run for a bigger office. And I feel like he will be successful his next go round, but not this time, unfortunately. Unfortunately, not this time. Okay. My next question is from Beautiful Girl and Jose Meme. This is about old Mitch McConnell. How is Mitch McConnell feeling? Will he return to the Senate? Okay, first question. How is Mitch McConnell feeling? Tarot, please. Give us a read on Mitch McConnell. How is Mitch McConnell? How is Mitch McConnell's health? First card we get is the Hierophant. He's praying. Got the Five of Swords comes next. How's he feeling? Come on. He's not feeling very well, guys. There might be a blockage somewhere in his body. He may have a serious blockage somewhere, possibly in his heart. I don't know what his issues are. I think he fell and hit his head or something. But he may have, maybe he's got a aneurysm or something. That's a blockage. But yeah, he's not doing very well. He is not doing very well. Let's ask, will he return to the Senate? Mitch McConnell's kind of fighting right now. He's in a fight for his life right now, kind of. It's internal. It's in his veins. So he's got to be very careful. And I want to say it may be an aneurysm that may be plaguing him. Will he return to the Senate? Will Mitch McConnell return to the Senate, please? Yes or no? Ooh. 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 Y'all, look at here. Will Mitch McConnell return to the Senate? I don't think so. I think it's a wrap for old Mitch. I think it's a wrap for Mitch. I could be wrong, but these cards don't say that he's a bouncing happy. This ain't the Sun card. He got the Devil and the Ten of Swords. So, you know, whatever, like I said, it could be an aneurysm. And if it pops, that could be lights out for old Mitch. But Tarot is saying, nah, nah, don't look like he's going to be returning to the Senate. So, Andy Beshears is the governor of Kentucky. But I do believe that the rules are that when a person is incapacitated for the Senate, that the governor has to replace that person with a person of that same party. So I'll ask this way. Will Beshears replace McConnell with another Republican? I think that's the rules. I think he has to. Yep. Yes. Yes, yes. It'll be another Republican. But here's the thing, guys. Beshears will have the say-so on who he puts in McConnell's seat. So, again, like I said, there's good and bad in everyone. So, hopefully he can put somebody that has at least a shred of decency in that seat. All right. Now, here we go. Here's the questions we need to be talking about. The Dominion lawsuit has been delayed. Will Dominion settle with Fox out of court? Oh, please. I hope not. This needs to go to trial. This could be something that literally changes the way that mainstream media is represented in America. Will Dominion settle with Fox out of court? Oh, will Dominion settle with Fox out of court? Yes, dang it. Dang it. This needed to go to court. This needed to go to full litigation. And guys, I feel like some of this is going to, because we've got justice here. So justice is going to be served in some capacity. What I'm feeling is this is going to go to trial. This is going to go to trial, but it's not going to stay in trial. But we're going to get enough until they decide to settle. And I really feel like Dominion is going to publicly humiliate Fox, quote unquote, news, and that there may have to be a change in how Fox, quote unquote, news identifies itself. I mean, like literally, like there may have to be like a warning, like this is only opinion, there's no fact, or Fox may have to actually change itself from news to entertainment. But yes, there is something big is going to come out of this. And Dominion is going to get, filthy, filthy, filthy rich from it. But here's the outcome, guys. This happy family, this is us. We are going to be satisfied with what happens, with what comes out of this. Yes, there is going to be some type of a settlement, but not before a whole lot of justice is served. Okay, so if you are inclined to follow this, then please, when it comes to its end, let me know how it turned out. All right. My next question is from Cruising PC. Will anything be done to limit the mass shootings that are going on? Oh my gosh. Will anything be done to limit the mass shootings that are going on? Please, universe, creator, spirit guides, please speak freely through me. What is the plan? What is anybody doing anything? Right now, guys, we are like, this is like the wild, wild west. And this is part of the plan. This is why you see the GOP still fighting against, hopes and prayers, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about shootings. These are the words that are coming out of their mouths. The NRA had their big woo-ha session, and they are allowing our babies, our children, to be target practice. They have absolutely no care about our children dying. They want to take gun-free school zones away to make that not a thing. These people do not care about your safety, about my safety. These people care about pandering to the lowest common denominator, about pandering to violent, racist, bigoted people, period. About ideology, about white supremacy. This is what it is. You may as well just throw everybody who was in the NRA in a doggone hood and call them a Klansman. I said it. I'm not taking it back. Because they want to control everybody. They want to take, maim, and kill. They want there to be no rules, no laws about civility. No. Just whip out your gun and just shoot somebody. And they have the audacity to call themselves Christians. But remember, that's what the Klan calls themselves too. Everything that they do, they say, is based on Christian tenets. And I'm just going to leave that right there. All right? So, will anything be done to limit these shootings? We have a yes. What? Tell me. What? Huh? And it's going to be for individuals. Again, we got judges who can make laws to affect the whole country. We've got judges that can say, I don't like the abortion pill, it's illegal. Why can't we have a same judge to say, I don't like assault weapons, they are illegal? It works for one thing, but not for another thing. They can pick and choose what they can have all say over. There is going to be a change. There is going to be a change. And it is going to be individual governors, individual states that stand up and criminalize the possession of assault firearms. But it's going to take a whole lot of courage. It's going to take a whole lot of people standing up together. Again, we are being forced to decide what we're going to stand up for and what we're going to lay down and take. And guys, what's happening right now, the GOP is making it dangerous for you. You can't go to Walmart, you can't go to school. You can't go to any supermarket. You can't just walk down the street. You can't go to the bank. No. You can't be sitting in your car without the fear of being a victim of a mass shooter. The GOP has made every aspect of American life dangerous because you don't matter. But that AR-15 has every right to exist in society. You don't. Pay attention to what they do. Pay attention to what they do. They do not care about school kids getting shot. Not one of them has stood up and said, this is wrong. Let's do something to stop gun violence. No, they all throw their hands up and say, there's nothing we can do to stop school shootings. There's nothing we can do to stop gun violence because we're not going to do any laws against the NRA because they give us money. They give us billions of dollars. And as long as the NRA has bought and paid for judges, senators, congressmen, police, governors, nothing's going to change. Nothing. And today's tea, guys, Perfect Peach by Bigelow. It's delicious. All right. Next question by Cruisin' PC. Cruisin' PC wants to know, are some of these shooters a product of mind control, such as MK Ultra? Are some of these shooters under some type of mind control? Is there something that is causing certain people to pick up arms and go and harm everybody but the people that they actually have a beef with? Are some of these shootings a product of mind control? And I know it seems like a stretch, guys, but hey, why not ask these questions? Nothing's off the table. Are some of these shootings a product of mind control? Yes or no? Yes or no? Guys, look here. We get the Wheel of Fortune. This is a yes. This is the karma card. This is what goes around comes around. This is saying that there are things at work that are trying to bring other things in. And we have the moon, which is all this darkness that is being brought out to the light, lies being uncovered, agendas being uncovered. So I'm going to say that even though I didn't get what I would like to get, I'm going to say that there is some relevance, there's some truth in that. There is manipulation into some of these shooters. Again, and I'm going to keep saying this, because if you trust Facebook or Meta, as they call themselves, the same ones who, if you're a Democrat and you put anything on there that's Democratic, that is talking about being supportive, and you haven't got put in Facebook jail, but you see all this right-wing rhetoric, and they can say anything, call people the N-word, talk about racism, be racist, and nothing happened to them, and you put those Oculus on your head and get yourself immersed into that world, understand the level of manipulation that you are under. Understand that how many people put those on and dissolve into that world, that becomes reality. Understand, a lot of people that wear them red hats put those Oculus on every doggone night, go and play shooting games with them, are getting programmed over and over. Their agenda is being put right into the brain. what they are supposed to do, who they're supposed to kill. That resounding thought that keeps reverberating through their mind that has been placed in there subliminally, because they're in this immersive world where reality and fantasy has been skewed, where you're hearing things, seeing things, acting out things. Understand the mind control there. Please understand it. And if you do use them, please go in there with the knowledge that you are being programmed. You are giving your brain over to Facebook, to PlayStation, to Sony, to Microsoft, to whatever platform is making money off of you. Don't trust these people with your brain. That you're a consumer. They only want your money. They are not doing anything to make your life better. They are not doing anything to make you smarter. They want your money. They want your money. They want your mind. And they want your loyalty. So understand what business does. When you use their products, they want you to only use their products. And they want you to keep using their products. So of course they're going to put fail-safes in there to make sure that you love their products. Understand the mind control. Please understand the mind control. All right. My next statement is from Renee D. And I want to read this because this is really good. And this is for all of y'all who are in New England and there are young people who are out there looking for a job. This is from Renee. And Renee, thank you for this. Renee says, there is lots of work at General Dynamics. It's a shipyard. Good jobs for young folks. Union jobs in New England. Metal Trade Council of Groton, Connecticut. So there you guys go. Or Groton, Connecticut. I don't know if I said that right. So there you go. If you guys are in New England or in the area and you have some young people that are looking for some good employment, who wish to be to learn a real trade, not afraid to work around ironworks or water or on ships, send them to General Dynamics in Groton, Connecticut, I believe. That's where the Metal Trades Council is. Good old-fashioned trade jobs that are available for people. There you go. Thank you for that, Renee. Thank you. So if any of you guys know somebody who is looking for a trade, there you go. Steer them in that direction. Again, that is General Dynamics. It's a shipyard in New England. Thank you. My next question is from Jose Mean. This is going back to Governor Beshears in Kentucky. Will Governor Beshears win his re-election? Will Governor Beshears win his re-election? Tell me. Speak freely. Will Andy Beshears win re-election in Kentucky? Who will Andy Beshears? I got all excited. Let's see. Will Andy Beshears win re-election? Yes. Second card. Yes. Yes. And the GOP is going to try to do everything they can to stop him. Oh my goodness. They are going to try to tie him up. Beshears is going to make some waves this cycle. Beshears is going to break from the script. Here's our answers. Yes, Andy Beshears is going to win his re-election. Decidedly, he is going to shake up Kentucky, y'all. He is going to be one of those sparks that gets other people emboldened to do something. Good on y'all, Kentucky. Y'all got a good man there. Andy Beshears he's going to do what he took the oath to do, to actually help the people of Kentucky. And he's going to be unpopular, very unpopular with the Republican Party. starting yesterday. Oh, here we go. My last question of the day, y'all. This one's from Sachet. Sachet wants to know, when people like Trump and Putin cross over, are they ridded of their evil and vileness at the time of their death? This is an outstanding question, because the one thing that we have on this planet in life, and even when our cycles, because our spirit does not die. Our spirit is eternal. Okay, that spark that is actually us, that little light that is our spirit, our essence, does not die. It transmutes, it transmogrifies, but it does not die. What does die is this carbon body, okay? So when a person leaves this body, when their spirit leaves this body and they go into their transition, and if you watch Cash Peters, you know, he goes down the tunnel and into the bubble and all of that, and yet you have a reckoning. Yes, there is a reckoning. Now you still can fight against that reckoning. You will be drugged through, but you can still go clinging on to your beliefs, clinging on to all of that, even if you're shown in death that you were wrong. Yes, and that's what makes transitions rough for some people. But if a person chooses, a person who reincarnates from an evil person can reincarnate as just an evil person, that's who they are. That's what they chose to be. You have the choice to accept or deny. We have that choice all through our lives, except for when we're children. That choice is taken from us by adults. But except for that period of time, we choose how we're going to exist. We choose whether we're going to be evil or whether we're going to be good. That is a choice. And some people, that is who they are. They are who they are, and when they reincarnate, I mean, I'm sure some of you know children born who are malevolent, who are just dark beings from the moment they exited the womb. They came into this being, a dark entity. Children who hurt other children, children who victimize and manipulate other children, born that way. So, Shay, when people like Putin and Trump cross over, they have the opportunity to take off that coat. They have the opportunity. It's there, but it's a choice that they have to make. They can hang on to who they are, or they could choose to change and walk into the light different. But it is their choice. So dying does not automatically cleanse you of your sins. It does not take away your evil if that's who you are. You have to decide how you want to be. All right? All right, guys. And here we are. I'm going to talk about this weather because it is still going to be crazy. And I have to say it that way. For the majority of us, we are having our spring has finally sprung. But that is a host of all kinds of issues. Okay? We're still having crazy rainstorms. Wind again, guys. Wind is the word of 2023. That is what's going to be the majority of our emergencies and road closures, etc., etc. So, be aware. Pay attention to your meteorologists in your local areas, especially about wind events, especially if you're driving long distances, okay? And you're in a high-profile vehicle. Be aware of the wind shears. Just be aware because this makes semi-trucks topple over. Again, summer's here, hotter weather. Make sure that you keep water a tarp, a blanket, a change of clothes in your car, and something to snack on in case you get stranded on a highway or road for any amount of time. And I'm going to tell you that tarp in hot weather can really help shield your car and create some shade for you so that you're not baking like tuna fish in a can in a hot car, okay? Be aware of this. Just be aware. There's lots of things going on. What's going on with the sun, the solar weather. This is important. We are MNX class flares. We are coming into a very active period. There is a lot of earth movement. There is a lot of volcanoes that are suggesting that they may awaken. And I'm talking about Mount St. Helens, Mount Hood. All right, right here in the United States. We are still on watch for this large earthquake. There's a lot of magma movement. Again, pay attention to your meteorologist, your weather forecaster. Pay attention to your local news. If you are told, if you live in Washington or Oregon, or Northern California even, if they tell you to evacuate, evacuate. Do not play with your life, okay? We have a lot of impending weather that is coming. Some serious things. Pay attention. Don't play with your life. Your house, your stuff can be replaced. Know it's important. Don't be scared. Be prepared. And pay attention. Don't be trying to be John Wayne to save something that you can't save. Save you. You're what's important, all right? I love you. I love you. And guys, I've got availabilities open. If you need a sachet, I've got my $50 reading sachet room spray special. $50 and you get a whole lot. Now we're reading a sachet and a room spray, or 2 sachets, or one large room sachet, room blessing. And also, just come over and see me. Everything that I offer is on my community page. And you can reach me at psychictanya9@gmail.com. I love you. Guys, heads up. Everything's going to be okay. But it is time for us. It's time for us to get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. I love you. I love you. I love you. Namaste, y'all. Bye-bye.